because he will be reduced in level and will be denied all the skills he could have gained. Will basically be like a considerably lower level. It will basically be like as he was at that level he will be synced to. But anyway, Tam-Tara Deepcroft, the second dungeon of this game, and the one I used to actively run during the beta phases. It was Hockey Manor, Tam-Tara Deepcroft, and one more I think in beta phase 1 and 2. One more, I don't remember what it was, to be honest. Feels like it was so long ago. But anyway, first thing first. Hi! That's what we have to say. I am DPS. Don't forget to mark targets. It's kind of important in this game. I never thought I would say it, but marking targets is so important if you want to draw, if you want to avoid drawing unnecessary aggro, and just help relieve the burden on your teammates by making mobs not run around and target you and stuff. But anyways, these guys, Ak-Inik Warlets, I really want to refrain from saying these names in the future. It makes me break my tongue completely. This is just ouch. One thing I've noticed the first time I ran this one is that it's completely less complicated. It used to be in beta. You wouldn't believe how much of a maze this place was. And I'm goddamn serious right now. This place was incredibly complicated. The first time I ran it, I was like, what? This is one of the most complicated dungeons in all of the MMO RPGs I've ever done, because there were so many well, I don't even know how to call it, maybe inobvious, if it's even a word. So many hidden objectives which you actually had to accomplish if you wanted to make this dungeon run happen. There were like doors here which weren't marked on your map, but you actually had to go ahead and open them. If you wanted to complete this dungeon, you had to find hidden items. If you wanted to complete this dungeon as well, well, a lot of things about this, and they simplified it, and they did it maybe right. I cannot say, but I'm an experienced player. Like seriously, I know how things might get. But even I had considerable trouble trying this one in its original form. I didn't know how other dungeons were, because, like, you know, the dungeon content was severely limited in beta. Like I said before, it was pretty much only 3 dungeons, not a lot, but just enough to test classes and some content here and there, and how dungeons work in this game. But I'm wondering how other fights and challenges were, because what we could see in beta was extremely complicated, and actually that's kind of given birth to certain concerns about the difficulty of this game, because it was much more difficult in beta, but then it kind of spawned a lot of outcries concerning this same difficulty. The game was too hard for the newcomer players and casuals, and it was kind of true, because seriously, like I said, I'm experienced MMO player, but I really had problems. God damn it, I'm not attacking the right target, I guess. And my damage is kinda okay. Even though I just made a mistake with the transpose and astral fire. Now I'm not even attacking because Wanted to stretch my body a little bit. I think there is a treasure coffer in this room. Yes, there it is. But to get it, we need to kill a couple of things. It can contain some stuff, some materials or something, I'm not sure. Or, of course, it can contain a piece of equipment. And we are interested in a piece of equipment, definitely. Otherwise, anyone can have its contents. I suppose. Blizzard. I guess I'm attacking a wrong target once again. And I should say that my team, even though they're being pugs, are doing a good job, at least. Tank, yes, elegant team pieces. No gear, sadly. And it doesn't seem like these elegant team pieces are actually rotated in any way, like in by the round robin rules, or anything like that. Just whoever opens the chest first gets its contents. More varlets attacking me, or not me, at least one of them attempted to do this, but it's not gonna be happening. And oh, look at that, another treasure coffer. Can I open it just because I would really like to get, just even though it's random, not necessarily useful contents, but I've ran quite a few dungeons in this game already, and I haven't yet gotten to open treasure coffer and get its contents just like that, just for free, even once. I never actually bothered, but just for fun. It would be refreshing. Would be something new. Yay, and I get the 4 elegant tin pieces. Even though I have literally no clue. Oh, I see. It's just cash. I realized just now it's basically cash. It doesn't really matter. Let's go. First Greenwood altar, and the first objective of this dungeon is just ahead. As you can see, the entrance to the area is lit up with this purple energy or whatever it is. And as soon as you start fighting the boss, the area goes in lockdown, so nobody can run back in case they die. Obviously, that's a good move. Because then fighting the boss would be kinda simple, I guess. Well, it's already not simple if you die, but maybe I shouldn't be spamming AoE, but I want to do it. Who cares, right? As soon as every one of the creatures waiting for you at the altars die, another one spawns, kind of a demon does no specifically special mechanics of sorts, just tank and spank mostly. And of course healer has to heal. Let's put virus from my Arcanist on him, so he just does a little bit less damage to the tank. Transpose, and just die off with blizzards, or maybe not actually. Transpose will still come off cooldown. Let me help healer there for a sec. These guys doing quite a lot of damage to the tank. What's interesting is that tanks in this game are quite squishy. But when you look at how much damage mobs and bosses deal to the DPS and healers, everyone else starts looking even squishier. So what I also don't really like is that you actually have to interact with the treasure coffer to seriously Well, I think I'm cursed. What? You already have these pants? One day wasn't really paying attention, but anyway. As soon as you loot and all, there is an orb which you have to remove. I think you need it. I think you need it at the next altar, or maybe I'm mistaken. You definitely used. You definitely used to need it before for something in the beta, but some concerns about the loot, but it really doesn't matter. Right, Curtis Roy having some issues with his health. Kind of transposed in vain since I wasn't really low on the MP. Could have definitely used a couple of fires more, but well, not really a problem. I really wish I was a tank right now, to be honest. Tanking in this game kind of fun. You really need to like move around and attack different targets. In comparison, for example, in Swatter, you just can taunt everyone and then AoE them by one skill or the other, depending on what tank class you're playing. But here, you actually need to move around and target different enemies. That's kind of fun. What I don't like here, well, actually, I cannot say I don't really like or dislike it, but what I would have enjoyed if the tank actually marked the target he's attacking, because it takes me a little while to actually notice anything in these masks. And just look at that, all I can see is just the nameplates. Really tight and enclosed space. Oh, and I really need to transfer. Let's spam a few AoEs and just fun of it. And I'm out of MP, so transpose, and let's finish off this varlet here, who's been focused by my teammates. Now what's left is Flash Fly Swarm. It will be gone now as well. I don't exactly understand how certain experience modifiers work. For example, killing that varlet, I gained only 124 with +5, but everything else gave me +58% experience. I would really love someone to clarify how does it work exactly. I think in this place, before we had that Garan Dominator, he was not exactly optional, but a boss standing here which provided one of the items you needed to progress in this dungeon. Overall though, now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been really fun if they reduced difficulty of certain fights, but overall, the ideas behind all these dungeons remain the same. But they severely redesigned them from what they used to be. Maybe I missed, but I think there was a huge guy standing right here, whom you had to fight. Oh wait, one second. We kind of took a wrong turn. Some chatter on my team on how a certain class works. Oh, I'm out of MP. Oh well. What target are they attacking? I cannot figure it out at all. Oh, this one. They're actually attacking the one I was attacking as well, but... oh well, it really wasn't a problem. And another treasure coffin, and this one actually contains some loot. Let's see what it is. Actually, I need this one. Simply because it has a considerably... damn it, and of course it was... what am I talking about? RNG just hates me. RNG hates me. I never win any roles in any MMORPG that's been established by like years ago now. Whenever I do PvE, you know what? The reason I don't really do PvE is because I hate this loot rolling system. I mean, vanilla WoW didn't even have that, but since it was established, I was really hating on it simply because for whatever reason I never win these roles to the point of ridiculous. I remember we at one point I ran a test. I ran several dungeons in one game that remained unnamed, and then I ran several dungeons in another game, and of about 20 dungeons I ran across 2 games, I won only about 5% of all the items. Wait, it's time for me to transpose actually. And then I was like, seriously, I should just stick to PvP because there is no such thing as RNG on loot in there. Because while I don't necessarily care for the items I obtain from these dungeons, but it's just kinda weird overall, is that when I need to get something to grow stronger, I just cannot, because for whatever reason. And of course it's a gladiator's something. No, I actually don't think you need these orbs anymore for anything. They just disappear. But we'll find out soon enough, I guess. Well, it's time to go ahead and tank. It looks like we've got a short downtime. Not a problem. I can just enjoy my drink. And it looks like the tank is back. Go, Marauder. Go and beat these creatures. Ooh, and I get myself a yellow Yarzone leg. This dungeon run hasn't been in vain. I get important loot. No, but seriously, I don't know about anyone else, but I personally do these dungeons, and not only to enjoy the group content, because if anything, throughout the years of me doing some MMORPGs, I've really been fond of the small scale group content like dungeons and stuff. And personally, I feel like they suit my style the best. And I forgot what I actually wanted to say here, or what kind of point I wanted to make, so it doesn't matter. Twitch chat is still as dead as one can only get. I will not be able to get off this project anymore. It was something loot related, I think, somewhere wide. And how I never actually get anything. Oh, and more Yarzons. These things really remind me of these. Damn it! I don't really know the English names for these things, but I got quite a few of them in my country house because it's always so moist in there. A lot of different forms of lives of life breed, and they remind me of one particular what? God damn it! Please forgive my complete lack of knowledge of English. Nothing I can do about it. Really been thinking that I need to expand my vocabulary. English words. But oh. It looks like this guy doesn't exactly like me attacking by the tank. I really would like to compliment this guy. He's doing a pretty decent job. Even though I'm not exactly playing it as I should. Because I should really be focusing on the target together with my tank. Well, we're getting close to the end. Just a couple more encounters and we'll be done with this one. Let's go here for the treasure coffer and the optional place, of course, but it's got a chance. I should really do it. I remember how in beta it was so insanely hard at times that you would just go. You would just run through the dungeon and just open up all the treasure coffers and die somewhere. You could easily gear up like this without actually completing the dungeon, or it was the other method is that you would just run through the dungeon and aggro from the mobs would simply drop from you. Quite some interesting ways to exploit. Oh, and it looks like it has some loot. I need this. Give it to me. Give it to me. You've got to be kidding me. 2 times and I get nothing. Ah, this is disappointing. Like seriously. And I was telling you how I don't get anything through RNG, and here's the proof. 7, really? Anyway, still experiencing this weird delay, and I heard that the European servers are actually in Canada, and to be honest, I thought that having servers in Ireland is already bad for the Europeans, but to have European servers in Canada, that's really something new, and takes latency experience for Europeans to a whole new friggin' level. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to check latency inside the game, if it's even possible, but if it really is in Canada, that's like the worst decision you could have made for European servers, and it will especially be noticeable in PvP, which is not yet in the game, but every little bit of latency is so important, and it should be as little as possible to make this game well, not the game itself, but rather the content more enjoyable and more playable. This room used to have like 5 or 6 of these varlets, or whatever it was. Cody Roy should seriously lay off the guys here, because that's what I think. Why does it even matter? It's not like we're experiencing any problems here. Oh, a boss. Okay. Close to the end, just a couple more bosses remaining. One last cultist orb, and then the last boss is kind of fun. cultist rosary is now within our reach. And by picking it up, we're able to dispel this field which we left, which we just passed by. And before, you had to obtain a rosary for every boss we did, and it was really an almost different of a dungeon in beta. You just use cultist rosary on the field, and everything begins. Let me help sustain the team for a sec. It looked kind of dangerous for a couple of seconds, but looks like we're still alive and not really experiencing any problems. I suppose the biggest issue here is that as soon as you dispel this force field or whatever it is, they immediately attack. Curtis Roy is so nervous. There's no reason to do this, it's just a low-level content. There's not necessarily a lot of difficulty involved in clearing it. As long as you just stick to the basics, you will be fine. And speaking about basics, it's really time for me to transpose and keep spamming fire for more damage. Soul counter. Now it down. Short cutscene here with the bridge kind of rising from the depth by this whatever it is hole, and Galvan the Dominator, a mind flayer from Forgotten Realms, it seems, is coming to challenge us. First of all, of course, let me examine this coffer here. Already have this one. Can't even need on it, I think. Has no need, no greed. I already possess it. So this guy has a mechanic to it. It will constantly spawn ads. Some of them will be linked to him. A few dangerous moments for the healers, and of course the DPS have to be careful when support them. To join us, DPS have to definitely target linked mobs as soon as possible. Yes, as you can see, here comes inconspicuous imp who has to be put down ASAP. And here we go, it's fine. During this fight you are accumulating level 2 of your limit break, which of course once full makes it even more powerful than normally. So probably you would be willing to wait until it's full before using it. And once it is, one of the DPS will probably need to do it. So far nobody's having a lot of trouble their health, except for the tank, I guess. So I don't really need to off-heal, because I have my healing spell physique. Everyone should be getting out of this red circle. Okay, it looks like most of the people were able to avoid disaster. Next linked mob should be spawning about now, to be honest. Yes, there we go. Actually, there should be two of them. Not. Okay. Out of MP. Limit break. Here we go. As you can see, I used it to dispatch all that amount of ads were on the tank. And this concludes this dungeon pretty easy. Sadly, the tank we had was pretty much uptight. And I don't... We didn't stand a chance of dying. Well, okay. Anyway, this concludes the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. Not exactly the hardest dungeon, definitely, but of course it's introductory content, nothing else. Still kinda interesting, hard to get loot though. But that was it. But you enjoyed it as much as I did. Next one will be, of course, Copper Bell Mines. So let's go ahead and do this.